Good evening, everyone. If I may please request everybody to take their seats so that we can start this evening. A very warm welcome to all of you for the Embassy of India. So today we are all here, gathered here to celebrate the Assamese language and culture and heritage. Personally, I have always found it intriguing how languages shape our thoughts and our ability to think and dream. Language is the tool we employ to not only communicate with each other, but also communicate with ourselves. The shape of a thought in one language can sometimes be very different when the thought is translated into another language. Languages, thus, are vessels which carry a culture's history, its tradition, its values, and preserving and promoting these values and languages ensures that these intangible assets are passed down to future generations. My mother, who is incidentally a literature teacher, used to tell me about the vast treasure India has in its linguistic diversity. There's a famous adage in Hindi, which some of you may have heard, which she used to employ to drive this point home. Kos kos par badle pani, char kos par bani, which translates to roughly, in India, the taste of water changes every mile, and every 4 miles the spoken language. The government of India is committed to protect this linguistic diversity and heritage. By conferring the classical language status on the Assamese language, the government has formally recognized its historical value, which will help in ensuring that the work of its great poets and scholars and writers is cherished and protected forever. It will help in safeguarding the traditional knowledge and practices linked to the Assamese culture, including folklore, music, and art forms, some of which we will see today. This ensures that these integral aspects of Assamese culture are preserved for our future generations. Thank you so much, and now I hand over the host duties to Anjana ji.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great pride and profound honor that I stand before you today to speak about the important milestone in the journey of the Assamese language, the recognition of Assamese as the cultural and classical language. So it was announced on October 3rd. I'm really very proud to call myself an Assamese. And I want to thank Embassy of India, all the officials who worked so hard to make this program successful. And again, I want to thank my dear Assamese from Washington, D.C. area, or all over the world who contributed towards this beautiful cause. Thank you. So the recognition of Assamese as cultural language is not just a moment of triumph for the speakers of Assamese, but a celebration of the rich, diverse, and vibrant culture that this language represents. It is a recognition of the culture's own literary heritage, intellectual legacy, and profound artistic contribution that have shaped not only the state of Assam, but the entire nation. To understand the significance of the recognition, we must first look at the roots of Assamese language and its long-standing history. Assamese, as an Indo-Aryan language, traces its origin back to ancient times. It evolved from the Prakrit language spoken in the Brahmaputra Valley and developed a distinct identity over the centuries. One of the most striking aspects of Assamese is its deep connection to the culture of Assam. The literature, music, dance, folklore, you are going to see, as Neha just said, that the language form of very fabric of the Assamese identity. So among the luminaries who have enriched the Assamese language and literature, Hemchandra Goswami stand out as a towering figure. And we have Naba Goswami, who is the grandchild of Hemchandra Goswami. He is going to talk about him later. And apart from that, we have Srimanta Honkardev and Madhavdev, who, from the medieval era, created the language Brajawali and has been a witness to the rise of the Bhakti movement. By granting classical status to Assamese, the Indian government, I would like to thank Narendra Modi ji. I would like to thank our Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma Dada, we call him Dada, and also the entire Assam government who have tirelessly worked with central government to make this language as a classical language. So we all need to give a round of applause to our government. This recognition serves as a reminder that they inherit a linguistic treasure, one that has withstood the test of time and continues to thrive in the modern world. It calls upon us to be the custodian of this heritage, to keep the flame of Assamese language and culture alive for generations to come. In conclusion, the recognition of Assamese as the classical language is a moment of immense pride, and every Assamese person from all over the world should cherish this language, diversity of India. It is the recognition of the past and affirmation of the present and the promise of the future. So I would like to thank everyone. In a weekday, you all came here and celebrate our language. And this is a very, very proud moment for all of us. Thank you, everyone. So we have a letter from the President of Assam Sahitya Sabha, and his name is Surya Kanta Hajarika. So as soon as he knew that we are celebrating this beautiful moment in Washington, DC, especially in the Embassy of India, Washington, DC, he sent this letter to us and said, like, why don't you, Anjana, read this letter so that we can convey what we wish for Assam, and so that we can express our gratitude and love towards Assamese as well as entire nation. So I would like to read this letter. I will quickly do it. So he addressed this letter to His Excellency Sri Vinay Mohan Quadra, India Embassy of USA. Assamese language as a classical language of India, that's the subject of the letter. Your Excellency, I am writing this letter to you as the President of Assam Sahitya Sabha, the premier literary body of Assam, as well as our beloved country, India, to express my deepest gratitude for your gracious presence in the meeting on recognition to the Assamese language as an age-old classical language. The declaration of the Assamese as the classical language, officially announced by the Government of India on 3rd of October 2024, is a historic milestone that elevates it beyond a nation's identity to a global treasure of the cultural heritage. The recognition of Assamese as the cultural language underscores its profound literary, cultural, and historical contribution, positioning it as not only the classical language of the India, but as significant linguistic heritage of the world. I take this opportunity to emphasize the importance of the fostering worldwide research of the Assamese language. The recognition opens avenues for researchers, scholars, academicians, and across the globe to delve deeper into the linguistic, literary, and the historical facet of the Assamese language. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Government of India for unwavering support in facilitating research efforts and contributed to the determination of Assamese as an old classical language. Thank you for your kind attention and for allowing me to contribute to this significant dialogue. I look forward to continued collaboration in promoting the Assamese language and its cultural legacy. Sincerely, Dr. Surya Kanta Hajarika, President, Assam Sahitya Sabha. Thank you. So now I would like to invite Mrs. Dina Ahmed to the podium, and she was the president of Ahom Sahitya Sabha North America chapter in 2016 to 2017. So Dina Mahi, if you can come onto the podium and give us a few insight about the Assamese language.
Thank you very much. Respected dignitaries and guests, we Assamese community of Washington DC area are very excited and very happy that our language, Assamese is an Indian classical language now, along with other 11 languages of India. Assamese language, Indian classical language or Dhrupadi Bhasha is an umbrella term of languages of India having high antiquity and valuable original and distinct literary heritage. As of October 3rd, 2024, the Union Cabinet of India approved the status of classical language to Assamese. And as of 2024, India recognizes 11 classical languages: Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Oriya, Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese, and Bengali. Assamese or Assamese is an Indo-Aryan language spoken mainly in the northeastern Indian state of Assam. About 15 million people speak Assamese. Dhrupadi language is considered part of classical or traditional language of India, often associated with Sanskrit. Due to their Sanskrit origin, Dhrupadi words often have deep philosophical and devotional connection. Assamese language originated from old Indo-Aryan dialects evolving from Magadhi Pratrik of eastern India. Its root can be traced back to at least to 7th century. When Huan Sang, the Chinese Buddhist traveler, arrived in India in year 630, Huan Sang visited Assam. At that time it was called Kamrupa. In the year 1642 and 1643, between 1642 and 1643, attended the court of King Bhaskar Burma in Kamrup. The roots of Assamese language can be traced back to at least the 7th century. Earlier evidence of Assamese as a direct language appears in the Chatrapada, a collection of mystical Buddhist songs composed between 8th to 12th century. The poems were composed by poets from regions of Assam, Bengal, Orissa, and Bihar. In 14th century, Madhav Kandoli translated Ramayana into Assamese language known as Saptah Ramayana. In 15th and 16th century, during Bhakti movement, Srimanta Shankardev played a crucial role in shaping the language through his exclusive literary work and laid the foundation of our language and culture. During the Ahom dynasty, from 13th to 19th century, Assamese became the administrative language of the state. During this period, various literary works, history, text, religious writings were done. In 1837, during British rule, Assamese was replaced by Bengali as official language. After lots of efforts by Assamese intellectuals of that time, Assamese was restored as official language in 1873. So we are very grateful to those people in 19th century who really worked hard to give the bring the Assamese language back as our official language. In early 20th century, the revival of modernization of Assamese literature happened with the writers like Lakshminath Bezbarua and others of that time. Effort of standardizing the Assamese scripts were made in 19th century. It was led by scholars like Hemchandra Borua and Chandra Goswami. The status of language, classical language, recognizes the historical significance and rich literary heritage of Assamese. It will help to preserve, promote the language, culture, and literature. The government of India will provide funding and resources for research and education. We thank Government of India for this recognition. We also thank the Government of Assam and Assam Sahitya Sabha for their effort and work to get this recognition. Joy I Ahom. Joy to Ahomia Bhasha Janani. Sio Senehimu Bhasha Janani.
Now I would like to request Dr. Naba Goswami to come to the podium and say a few words about Hemchandra Goswami. Thank you.
Distinguished guests and friends and family, the grandson of Pandit Hemchandra Goswami. First of all, I'd like to thank the government of Assam and government of India for declaring Assamese as a classical language. They've been trying to do this for a while, but it was recently announced that it was. I go back to the good old days when my father and mother had talked about grandfather. He passed away before I was born. And he had edited and compiled the first Assamese dictionary, Hemkush. Without him, it would have never come out because actually Mr. Hemburu had written this and he died before it could be printed. This was given to Sir Gordon, and Gordon had asked Hemchandra Goswami to edit and print it. And what happened, what I was told that after he got the original Hemkush that was written in different pages, there was a big earthquake, and this whatever papers he had actually mixed up with the mud and was actually had to be dug out, and each page had to be cleaned and washed. And so Hemchandra Goswami did that, and he edited this book, the dictionary, and finally got it printed by the Assam government, and that's how Hemkush came out. The other things he had done is, Mahatma Gandhi, when he came to Guwahati, he had a very wrong impression of the Assamese language. He said, Assamese Jati is a Ahoibba Jati, or a wild tribe. So Hemchandra Goswami had gone over to the circuit house. First of all, he gave him a very intricately woven gamusa. And first of all, the gamusa was flashed all over the newspapers in India, and that's how the gamusa became very famous. And now we have even the Prime Minister adorning it wherever it goes, anyway, inside India or outside. And after that, he had a book called Katha Gita, and one more book that he read to Gandhi. And Gandhi realized that he had made a mistake, like to err is human. But he said that he was very sorry. He had misjudged the Assamese people, had a wrong opinion. And he said that Assamese Jati is as good as all the other good tribes of India, especially with having woven such an intricately designed gamusa and with such kind of prose. This Katha Gita was one time sent to Rabindranath Tagore. They were contemporaries, Hemchandra Goswami and Rabindranath Tagore. They kind of worked together. So when Rabindranath Tagore went over this book, and he wrote back to my grandfather, Hemchandra Goswami, that after reading this textbook, he has realized that Assamese language and prose was at least 100 years before the Bengali language ever came into existence. So that was something that kind of opened eyes for everyone, because there were a lot of people who thought Assamese was just a dialect of Bengali. So that corrected itself. One time, he also had asked, during the partition, I don't know if most of you know a district called Goalpara. Goalpara was, the people spoke the language it was like a dialect of Bengali. So the leaders thought that this Goalpara should be given to East Pakistan. So when my grandfather found that out, he started underground agitation. He was joined by Lokopriya Bordoloi and later on by Sarat Singh. And this agitation became so big that they had a meeting in Dhaka, and they gave this to India instead of East Pakistan, and subsequently this became part of Assam. If he had not started this agitation, Goalpara would have been probably with East Pakistan. I actually felt about a couple of years ago when we were celebrating his 150th birth anniversary, I felt that Assamese was language actually dying. No one read any books anymore. Everything was digitalized, and we were losing touch. So what I took on myself is I started to take up his old house where Hemchandra Goswami lived in Guwahati. So we were reconstructing the house to make it a center of learning for Assamese language, literature, and culture. And his house would also have like a small museum and a digital library. And actually since Bihu of April of last year, we have started digitalizing all the Assamese books and magazines, so the whole world can start reading and writing. It's not yet finished, but we are almost halfway there. And down the road, I also want to have digitalized cartoons for kids. So, we all have kids and they like cartoons. So I think that will be one way of learning the language and keep it up, because it's very difficult we parents don't have enough time to teach our kids a lot of things, and they lose touch. So I thought it'll be a good idea to do that. And we are going to have this library open by hopefully next year. In the meantime, we are digitalizing all the books and magazines at someone else's place, and we are making a lot of progress. We are digitalizing all the Assamese books, like 200 years or older, and also the magazines, which were printed many, many years ago. And we are making a lot of good progress in that. The history of Assam, Sir Gordon asked Hemchandra Goswami to write that down, to investigate it, and he was given the task of writing it up. So he spent a lot of time doing the history of Assam, and there's a seven-book Saneki, which actually goes back, which he had written. It goes back to the history and the founding of the language. And actually I brought a series of the copies for the embassy here. And last year we actually made a documentary on Pandit Hemchandra Goswami. There's so much he had done, and he was an introvert. He didn't like publicity, so not many people know what all he did. So that was released in Washington and London and a few other places. I've also brought one of this pen drive to give it to the embassy so people can see it. It's not on YouTube yet because a lot of people still want to have private showings. And so I think by his next birthday, when he celebrates on the 8th of January, we'll be releasing it on YouTube so everyone else can see it. But today, I'll like to give you a copy of the Saneki, the 7th page, as well as a book Dr. Huja Hazarika and I edited on, it's like a mixed book, English and Assamese. So you can see a lot of what's been going on for the last several centuries, which I'd like to present to you for your library. And let's see what else. I think overall that's what I briefly wanted to say. There's so much to say, I know I would never finish. I'll probably go on all night, but I don't want to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naboda. And Naboda is like a philanthropist. He is doing a lot of things for Assam. and for IIT Guwahati, and also like the children from Assam in the cancer. He did come back from a surgery, like almost 25,000 kids like who is suffering from cancer at this moment. Yeah. Oh, clap. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So now I would like to invite, we will start a small cultural program, and I would like to invite Ashwin Hazarika, and I think you all know Ashwin, and but just want to give you an introduction. So Ashwin Hazarika is a senior at Attleton High School, and he has been dedicated to volunteering from the young age, earning accolades from the President's Volunteer Services Award, two-time Governor's Citation from the state of Maryland, proclamation from the Howard County and Montgomery County. Since 2022, Ashwin raised over $25,000 for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in honor of his late classmate who passed away in 2023. And in addition to the philanthropic efforts, Ashwin is a singer, songwriter, a soccer player who has been performing since the age of 4. In 2019, he received the Best Image Award at the Vocal Star International Competition in Hollywood. So I would like to invite Ashwin to sing a Bhupendra Hongit, the song written by Dr. Bhupen Hazarika. And this song is about a son singing for his mother, how he is feeling, how he has the feeling for his mother, and especially for the country. So it's a very beautiful song, and I would like to have Ashwin on the podium. Ashwin.
Thank you, everybody.
Hello. Thank you, Ashwin. That was really nice, very beautiful rendition. And I'm so proud that our kids who is born in USA and like they know their language. So they are keeping their cultures alive. So we have another example. Her name is Abhigya Sharma. And Abhigya is also like she's not only a dancer, she's a singer, she does a lot of volunteer work in the community. And whenever I say like Abhigya, we have a performance to showcase our culture, she is always ready. So Abhigya Sharma, daughter of Rituparna Sharma and Shikha Sharma, she is in her freshman year of high school and she has a passion for music and dance, which is why she is here today to portray her heritage by presenting a Bihu performance rooted from the Assam. So we all know what Bihu is, it's our folk culture. So Abhigya, the stage is all yours. So we have 2 more programs, and without a poem, Assamese culture, we could leave something behind. So when I was a child, and my mom used to teach me how to recite poems. And I think last time I did recite poems, that was when I was in 11th grade, and after that I haven't done that. So today, I'm putting an effort just to express my thought and feelings about the farmers. Because whenever I go to Assam, like I see farmers are doing really hard work. Kheti, Assam is about kheti, right? It's about farming and production, tea industry, everywhere. And so this is one of my favorite poems, because whenever I see farmers are on the land, they are the one who does the hard work. But they don't get to eat a good meal, right? And one time I was traveling to Dergaon, and I stopped. I said, my dad, like, can you stop the car? I just want to talk to the farmers. I went there to the paddy field, and my mom was like, are you crazy? What's going on? I said, like, I want to talk to them and see, because I never grew up in the village, but I wanted to know how they, they live their life. So I asked them, "Tumaloke keneke jias mane? What is your livelihood?" They said, like, we work under the sun when it is raining. But, in between, we have the businessmen who take the actual, from money perspective, they are the one who makes a lot of money. But for us, we get to eat dal, chawal, and salt, nimok. And I could not, I was like literally crying, and I told my dad, I wish I have so much money so that I can give it to all the farmers of Assam. So, but this is a poem my mom then, she taught me, like, about this pothar. It's about the farming land. So she said, and then when I was in 11th grade, I recited this poem, and I got kind of like a lot of accolades from our friends and teachers. So I'm going to recite that. Ram Gogoi, I think Dinamahi already know about this poem. Ram Gogoi is the poet. Haunor meghmukta nilakash, Sujjasnat kledmoy, he bihal pothar, bipul সম্ভৱা, নাঙলৰ হিৰলুত সোণফলা মাটিৰ কামনা, ঘৰ মাত্ৰ দেহ আৰু দেহাতীত সৃষ্টিৰ চেতনা, কপালৰ ঘাম লাগি সেউজীয়া পৃথিৱী আমাৰ, তুমি প্ৰাণময় মোহময় জীয়ন মালিকা, পথাৰ তোমাৰো স্বীকৃতি আছে, তুমি কোনোবা আদিতম মানুহৰ সংগ্ৰামৰ ইতিহাস আৰু সভ্যতাৰ স্তৰে স্তৰে একোটা নিৰ্ণয় সূত্ৰ, মৃতম্লান কৃষকৰ সাধনা কঠোৰ, নিৰন্ন বিমৰ্ষ আৰু ক্লান্ত, শ্ৰান্ত সন্ধিয়া দুশ্চিন্তা দুখ হৈ পৰে, মহাজনী অৰ্থনীতি দৈনন্দিন লাভ আৰু ক্ষতিৰ গণনা. All the businessmen, they only talk about profit and loss, right? পাৰ ভাঙি পানী আহে, সুতৰ সেৱে সেৱে বাঢ়ে, নাচে আৰু হাঁহে, ক্ৰুস্পৰ্শ ফেনিল উত্তাল তৰংগৰাজি, বুকুৰ সেউজীয়া সপোনটুকু কাঢ়ি লৈ যায়, বাধা নাই, অবাধে আহিল আৰু গ'ল, তেতিয়া মই কান্দো, সি আৰু পথাৰেও ইনাই বিনাই কান্দে, বিচিত্ৰ অভিব্যক্তি, সন্মিলিত কৃষকৰ সমস্তৰ দৃঢ়কণ্ঠ, বিননিত বিদ্ৰোহৰ জাগৰণ আহে, অভ্যুদয় প্ৰভাতী চেতনা, অগ্নিদীক্ষা দ্ৰুত অভিযান অবিৰাম, অধিকাৰ সংগ্ৰামত তেজৰঙা ইতিহাস লিখা হয়, পৰিৱৰ্তন. Now the change is coming. Everybody is trying to do more like revolution. হালকো দাৰ লৈ নতুন যুগৰ অভিযাত্ৰী শ্ৰমিক কৃষক, পলাতক উদ্যাস্ত মহাজন পুঁজিপতি সমস্ত সুখক, বানপানী পাৰ ভাঙি আৰু আহিব নোৱাৰে সেউজীয়া প্ৰাণৰ পথাৰ সোণালী ৰূপালী হয় বাকৰিত সোণগুটি লাগে নতুন আৰু নতুন হে পথাৰ হে সৃষ্টি সম্ভৱা বিপুল পথাৰ তোমাক নমস্কাৰ Thank you. So before we end the program, we have a surprise program and we have a guest artist from Dallas, Texas, and she is a teacher of a dance academy, and she is the disciple of Sangeet Natak Academy. Ustad Bismillah Khan awardee Adhyapak Naren Chandra Borua from Majuli Hotra, and Professor of Devika Borthakur. Nerina is the founder of Dashavarta Dance Academy, Dallas. She conducts workshops to promote Hotriya, which is our classical dance, and also teaching almost 40 students in Texas under Bharati Vidyapith University, Pune, and Sangeet Hotra, Ahom. Nerina performed at various prestigious events such as Nritya Prabha 2023 by SNA, Ministry of Culture, Tejpur, Central University, University of Texas at Dallas, Bharati Vidyapith University, Maharashtra, etc. So, Nerina will be performing a beautiful story, and I will not give you any hint, but you guys can also see it in her act. So, Nerina, please come on to the podium. I'm so glad to have you here.
Good evening, everyone. So it's an extreme honor to be here today for this prestigious event, Bhasha Gaurav Saptah, to celebrate Assamese language as a classical language. And I'm so proud to feel here, and this is the first time I'm coming to Washington, D.C. And my heartfelt gratitude to all embassy officers and distinguished all the guests and Assamese community people here, and especially Anjana ji for giving me this beautiful opportunity here. And today I'm going to tell a little bit about what I'm going to perform. And Hotriya dance, a major classical dance form of India now, originated 600 years back and created by Mahapuru Srimanta Shankardev and his disciple Sri Sri Madhavdev. And actually, this dance was created to spread a Vaishnavite philosophy, and this dance is now actually playing a major role to preserve Assamese culture and Assamese literature. So when I teach the small kids, because there are a lot of non-Assamese kids are also learning Hotriya. Like 30 kids are learning under me who don't know about anything Hotriya. But because of this dance, they are learning the language. They have to learn because they have to learn those Borgit. It is written all Assamese thing. So they have to learn all that, like in Mati Akhara, there are all the names that they have to know the logic. For knowing the logic, they have to know the language. So this is actually helping because dance is everybody likes. So because of dance, it is attracting and people are knowing about Assamese culture and literature. And I'm just want to tell about today's what I'm going to perform. I am going to showcase, because of the time, I'm going to showcase a little part of Hotriya Jhumura Ramdani, which is a creation of Sri Sri Madhavdev. And in this dance, I'm also including body flexibility Mati Akhara. That is our ancient dance yoga, 500 years old dance yoga, so which we use as a dancer for body flexibility. That is called Athulon and Morai Panikhua. After that, the second part is the Abhinaya part, where it is based on drama tradition of Assam, that is called Bhauna. And here, that is a traditional drama culture. And here I'm going to show a little bit about Ramayana story Sita Haran, Jatayu Moksha and Ravan Vadh. The concept, choreography and music is of my Guru Naren Chandra Barwaji and guided by Dr. Devika Borthakur. So we'll do the first part.
Oh my God. Sorry. It was a beautiful act, Narina. Thank you so much. I got like goosebumps like when I see your act. It's amazing, lot of facial expression, and we should be like really proud of our cultures, like so many things together in one plate, like different recipes, right? So, but again, thank you so much, Ravishji, Jigarji. Thank you everyone, I have no words, and Aditi, thank you as well. So appreciate all your support from Embassy of India. I remember I danced myself here in 2009 and Bihu dance, that was the first Bihu performance in Embassy of India. And then we gradually build this relationship with Embassy of India, and today we are here, and we are so grateful that you guys, you are organizing this program for Assamese, because at one point when I was in college, people were asking, what is Assam, what is Assamese? And today we are very proud that we are getting all the recognition, our language, our work, and our culture. Thank you so much again. Thank you everyone for coming by.